quick definitions here. A term. Term is a single number or a product of numbers and variables. So example of that, 3. It could be 2x. It could be fractions 1/2 k, which is really dividing. That's the same thing as k over 2. So these are examples. A coefficient. Actually, one thing that terms do not have addition or subtraction. Coefficient are number being multiplied to a variable. So, example of a coefficient would just be 2x. 2 is the coefficient. If you had a number like 4, 4 is not a coefficient because there's no variable. That would be considered a constant. But if I did 4y, now 4 is a coefficient. Adding like terms. Add coefficients to terms that have the same variable and amount of variables. So a lot of people know it's the same variable, but the amount of variables sometimes are left off. Pretty easy. You just take the ones at the same variable, the same exponent, and then you combine them. So if I think of this as monkeys, M for monkeys. If I have 7 monkeys and 4 monkeys, how many monkeys do you have? You have 11 monkeys. I don't have any other M's, I don't have any other monkeys. I do have an N here, maybe it's a nectarine, but I can't combine it with the monkeys because they're not the same. Down here, the x squared, and we have another x squared here. That is different than x. Those are not like, they have different amounts of x's, so they're not like terms. X is its own like variable. There's no other x's, and then we have 1 and 5 are common. They're constants. So we take and combine those, 2x squared, and then the coefficient to x squared here is 1. So then 2 plus 1 is 3. So we have 3x squares plus the x, which is the only x, and then plus 6. So let's combine the terms. Sometimes I'll just underline the like terms, and maybe I'll do squigglies for these numbers here that are like, and then I'll look for any b's. Maybe I'll circle the b's. Be careful because the symbol in front of it goes with it, so that's kind of the important part there. Here there's some more operations in each term. So here are the 2 terms. So breaking it by terms really helps figure out what's happening in the problem. I have to multiply this together first to get 21, and then y times y is y squared. That's what I want to review there. And then 7 times 4, 28. That one already is y squared. So now those actually are like terms. So now I can combine them to get the 49 y squared. So combining like terms, which is part of how to simplify. Simplifying has 2 things. You need to distribute first and then combine like terms. So we skip distributing. Let me fix these so you can see these. So we need to show again how to distribute here. Hopefully that's something we recall. Distributing occurs when a number is touching a quantity, a group. So here this number is touching this parenthesis, so it's going to be multiplied. That's the operation, multiplied through that parenthesis. So it's multiplied to everything within that quantity. Same thing occurs there. And it's only the parenthesis touching, so 3 times x minus 12. Again, use the sign in front of the numbers. Plus 2x plus 6. So that's when I distribute and multiply. Then I can look for like terms. So I have 5x. And I have a minus 12 and a plus 6, so that's minus 6. So that's how to simplify that expression. So whenever you need to simplify, you need to do 2 things: distribute, combine the terms. So here, distribute, distribute. So 2 times 3x is 6x, 2 times 2 is 4. Now here's a spot where we catch students because you have to use the sign in front of the number. So we're not distributing a 4 there. It's actually a negative 4 times x. So it's a negative 4x. And then a negative 4 times a negative 3 is actually positive 12. So use the sign. Watch your mental math with your symbols. So 6x minus 4x is 2x. And 4 and 12 is 16. So here's a problem I want you to come in class with tomorrow. I want you to turn this in first thing when you walk in the door. I want to see evidence of your work. So you need to show your distributing, and then you also need to show your combining of like terms. Do not just give me an answer. I want to see the steps that I showed you in the previous slide. So if you want to pause it, you can. I'm going to move on to the last slide here. This is what I went over today with you. So 1, 1, and 1, 2, properties of real numbers and simplifying. We classify numbers. We did whole, integer, rational, irrational, so you should be able to remember what those are. We looked at basic properties, the commutative, associative, identity, inverse, and distributive properties. Then we looked at how to simplify expressions. We looked at the thought of order of operations is important when you simplify, but to simplify you're really distributing and combining like terms. So that's 1, 1, and 1, 2. Tomorrow you'll be looking at 1, 3, which is how to solve linear equations. So good job. Hopefully you got that down. If you need to go back and review that, please do so. You can make comments on YouTube if you have questions. I'll try to peek in at that and be able to respond to you. If not, we can answer them tomorrow in class. See you tomorrow.